New candidates for the purchase of the Boston Celtics. Get ready, Celtics fans. The negotiations for the sale of the team are heating up, and two major contenders have entered this billion-dollar race. The future of the franchise could be about to change, and the behind-the-scenes action is more intense than ever. But what exactly is happening in the TD Garden offices? Let's dive into this suspense-filled story of unimaginable fortunes and decisions that could shake the very foundation of the team. Who are the new players? Two heavyweights have just entered the radar to potentially buy part or even the entirety of the Boston Celtics. One of them is Robert Hale, current minority owner of the franchise and founder of Granite Telecommunications. Hale hasn't hidden his desire to acquire an even larger stake in the team, making it clear that he has a great interest in expanding his ownership. But he's not alone. Mark Bezos, one of the founders of High Post Capital and half-brother of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, is also eyeing this NBA gem. And if you're wondering, is Jeff Bezos in on this too? The answer is no. At least for now, the billionaire Amazon owner seems to have no intention of buying the Celtics, as reported by Sportico. How much is this sports empire worth? Now, the big question. How much of this sports legacy do these two intend to buy? That remains unclear. We do know that the sale process for the Grausbeck family's majority stake formally began in October. The family, which has been in control of the Celtics since 2003, purchased the team for a modest $360 million. Today, the story is completely different. According to Forbes, as of October 2023, the franchise is valued at a staggering $4.7 billion. But the NBA's expectations are even higher. According to journalist Bill Simmons from The Ringer, the league expects the team to sell for at least $6 billion. That's right, $6 billion. Robert Hale, who is already among the richest men in the world with a fortune estimated at $5.8 billion, doesn't seem fazed by the price. Mark Bezos, on the other hand, may not have his personal fortune publicly disclosed, but one detail stands out. He held a $100,000 stake in Amazon before the company went public in 1997. And we all know that his half-brother, Jeff Bezos, has an astronomical fortune of $197 billion. Who holds the future of the Celtics? Since the Grausbeck family announced in July that they were putting their majority stake up for sale, few names have surfaced as potential buyers. One of them is Steve Pagliuca, current co-owner of the team. Pagliuca has openly expressed his excitement to be part of the bidding process, stating that he will be a proud participant in this battle for the team's rights. Pagliuca has been part of the Celtics investor group since 2003, and in 2020, he bought the 8% stake previously owned by James Pallotta, in a deal that valued the team at around $2.8 billion. It's still unclear how much of a stake he currently holds, but it's safe to say he won't be a passive spectator in this competition. And what about the timeline? According to the Grausbeck family's official announcement, the first stage of the sale is expected to be completed by 2025, with a total sale finalized by 2028. Until then, WYC Grausbeck will remain in the role of governor of the team, ensuring a smoother transition. Who will be the new owner? With each passing day, the sale of the Boston Celtics becomes more like an exciting thriller straight out of a Hollywood movie. With billion-dollar figures, massive egos, and the future of one of the world's greatest sports franchises at stake, the anticipation only grows. Will Hale and Bezos be the new owners of the Celtics? Or will a surprise contender emerge to shake up the NBA? One thing is for sure, the unfolding of this financial drama will keep every basketball fan glued to the headlines. The decision no one expected. Celtics cut Lonnie Walker IV at the last second. $1 million relief or a crucial mistake? What seemed like just another roster adjustment has turned into a move that's causing a stir among fans and experts alike. Lonnie Walker IV, a promising player many believed had a spot on the team, was cut by the Boston Celtics on roster deadline day. But why was this decision made? And more importantly, what does it mean for the future of both Walker and the Celtics? Why did the Celtics release Walker? For those closely following the Celtics preseason, Walker seemed like an intriguing piece. The 25-year-old shooting guard averaged 7.3 points in 16.4 minutes per game during the preseason games. Numbers that, at first glance, suggested a possible spot on the final roster. However, what many didn't see was the hidden cost behind this decision. Keeping Walker on the team would have meant an extra $11 million in penalties due to the luxury tax. Yes, the Celtics were in a financial dilemma, and cutting Walker ended up being the most logical solution. But was it the best one? What's next for Lonnie Walker IV? With the cut now official, several questions arise about Walker's future. Could he potentially accept a spot with the Celtics' G League affiliate, the Maine Celtics?
If he does, he could pocket a bonus of up to $77,500. But it's a tough decision for a player who still has value in the NBA.
Throughout his career, Lonnie Walker IV has shown potential. He was a first-round pick by the San Antonio Spurs in 2018 and also played for the Los Angeles Lakers and Brooklyn Nets, consistently averaging 9.8 points per game with a solid 37.5% three-point shooting over the past 2 seasons. Will another franchise give him a golden opportunity? Or will he have to take a step back and look to rebuild his career in the G League? The game starts without Walker. Walker's release leaves the Celtics with an open spot on the main roster. The big question now is, are the Celtics making room for something bigger, or did they let go of a player who could have made a difference? The season opener is set for Tuesday, when the defending NBA champions face the New York Knicks. Will Walker's absence be felt? Or will the Celtics, by easing their payroll, be ready to take another step towards securing yet another title? This move is being met with suspense, but one thing is certain. The Celtics have parted ways with Walker, and now the entire NBA market is watching closely. Who will be the next team to give the shooting guard a chance? And will Boston regret this decision? Knicks on the brink of a fatal mistake? With the NBA season about to start, the New York Knicks seem to be on the hunt for quick fixes to their weak bench. But what if the signing they're about to make is actually a mistake that could cost them dearly? After Landry Shamet's injury, the Knicks find themselves with a bench rotation including Miles McBride, Payne, and Precious Achiuwa, a group that definitely needs reinforcement. However, the recent release of Lonnie Walker IV by the Boston Celtics could be a warning sign New York is ignoring. A ticking time bomb the Celtics defused? What many are treating as a golden opportunity for the Knicks might actually be a dangerous trap. Lonnie Walker IV, a 25-year-old veteran, was cut by the Celtics. And that might say a lot more about what Boston really thinks of him. Sure, he has a respectable average of 9.8 points per game, but what the numbers don't reveal is his lack of defensive impact and his inability to contribute consistently. Are the Knicks about to make the mistake of trusting a player that the well-organized Celtics decided to let go right before the season? Boston's coach clearly saw Walker's limitations. And here's the key point. If a team of the Celtics' caliber decided to move on, maybe there's something the Knicks should be paying more attention to. Is New York trying to fix a situation with a player who has already shown he can't offer the necessary balance? Signing Walker. A self-sabotage move? The Knicks are desperate for someone to bring scoring off the bench. But is Walker, with his questionable defense, the right choice? Yes, he's had his moments of brilliance, but that's exactly what they are, isolated moments. His career of highs and lows, including a personal best of 31 points in a game and a few strong performances with the San Antonio Spurs, isn't enough to overshadow the serious issues he brings, especially on defense. And with a team like the Knicks, already facing structural problems, adding an unbalanced player like Walker could be like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. The Knicks bench is starving for points, but if Lonnie Walker IV is the solution, they may end up swapping one crisis for another. His lack of consistency could lead the bench to repeat the same mistakes of the past, where the depth problem was all too evident. Is this really the best bet to right the course for a team aiming for the playoffs? A blessing or a trap? The Celtics made the tough decision to cut Walker precisely because they know what he brings. And, more importantly, what he doesn't. Now, the Knicks are flirting with disaster by considering adding a player who could disrupt the balance the team desperately needs. If they sign him, the negative impact could be felt right from the start of the season, especially with the opener against none other than the Boston Celtics, the very team that said, no, thanks to Walker. The season opener is set for Tuesday night in Boston, and everything will be revealed. The game will be broadcast at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on TNT, and the world's eyes will be on this risky decision by the Knicks. Will they see the danger in time, or are they diving headfirst into a signing that could cost them the season? Hey Celtics fanatics! What do you think of this news? Leave your opinion in the comments, as it's highly valued.